00Nation were to pick a map, this is a pretty good choice.
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, this map at the moment, the pace and the upset potential of it, I think can be very, very difficult to deal with, right? So you have to be very careful if you're coming up against a not necessarily surprise pick, but that early pick, 00Nation first choice, and they go straight towards it.
Love it.
As was mentioned on the desk, though, and I'm sure it'll be a running theme, we'll see how it goes. You start on the T side.
Exactly.
Right, and there's real potential for this game to just be over in the first half if FURIA get themselves 12 rounds or whatever. So, yeah, 00Nation, hopefully they have a solid game plan. We'll see how solid it is, of course. I'm sure in their minds it's pretty damn good. Slow to start with, just spotting out in towards middle, a little bit of utility to work with here. Hoping to find themselves a nice early pickup. There's our cameraman, it does indeed work. Cool.
No problem, we got you. Bit of utility already deployed. Dumau with the final piece remaining in the puzzle, this Molotov that he's now going to look to try and deploy. They actually crept themselves up toward B pretty silently, and Drop is playing retake toward the back of the pillar. Of course, the bomb plant's a little bit easier now toward the site with the changes that have been made, making that pillar a little bit wider with the help of a box, but Drop will get the first kill. Dumau then goes in for a frag, but gets destroyed by Art as well. Art gets a second, Yuri follows it up, and Latto is left 1 versus 5, wondering where have all my teammates gone? Pretty impossible, looking for a couple of kills perhaps, get some bonus cash, but not to be. It's going to be an easy defuse for FURIA, but at least 00Nation do get that T-pistol bomb plant.
Can be pretty important, of course. They'll be looking to keep the pressure on. Do that in one of two ways, of course. The quick buy here or the early AKs. What do you reckon? What are they going for?
For Ancient, it depends on which map it is, right? I mean, in this situation, I would say you would on other maps, you would perhaps go to Galil's, a bit of a utility, maybe a hero AK with one player just sacrificing themselves onto a pistol and no armor. But on a map like Ancient, where you need the guns as quickly as possible on T side, just sticking to pistols on this one makes sense. And already, look at that, the Molotov over the top will burn Dumau out of the round. They're going to go super aggressive on the back of this. Once they've got that information to find that 00Nation will continue to be on basically nothing in this one. Coldzera hits one nice shot, but that is all they have to talk about in that round, and FURIA will secure the first 2.
So, as mentioned, they'll be going for this early rifle buy. Absolutely need to get this pressure on and make this round competitive. So far, it has been plain sailing for FURIA. Looks pretty good. No AWP out, just going full AKs. So, solid buy, no excuse in that sense.
Yeah.
Cheeky bonus from Drop, but everybody else will be moving up to the rifles as they deem fit. So pretty solid stuff across the board. Really important round. I think 00Nation on this T side need to be setting the pace.
Oh, ouch.
Nice and early, and well, Taco going to get caught, blind, naded, mollied. He just gets ripped apart before he's even seen anyone. Meanwhile, out on A, there's no one here.
No.
And it is not as easy a retake as it once was with these new changes. So we'll see how FURIA approach this.
Yeah, this is a nice call from 00Nation. Taco eliminated by the trifecta of utility. Coldzera holding behind the smoke. Kisarato, a little bit of a boost up and does so much damage to try. And now they know there's at least 2 in Donut, but in fact there are 3. So Cold is priming a flash for Try to clear out the CT angle, but there's actually no one peeking that at the moment, so that's going to go unfounded. Safe gets 1 in return. Now it's looking ever more difficult. Latto picks for 1, Try follows it up, and they try and follow it for a second, but not to be. Yuri gets that one. Now it's all down to Cold, and he can't roll back the years on that one. Defuse will come through, and FURIA take the first gun round with the bonus buy.
Pretty scary stuff. Not really looking too challenging. FURIA warm. They're in position to start flying away with this, so we'll see. The bomb plant allows somewhat of a half buy to come through from 00Nation and Galil in play. Potential for some damage here, but so far I would say, you know, FURIA not putting a foot wrong, not really messing about. Quick out mid though, Chaco with the Tech 9. He is traded, but happy to find one, and again applying this pressure, and they might just have found somewhat of a hole. FURIA are indeed playing Pretty safe retake on A, which, as we've seen in the previous round, doesn't seem to be too bad of an idea. Coldzera, though, not landing a single bullet. Pretty rare from him. Spray down does not work out. He's bought a bit of time and space for the beast that is Yuri. Only good for the one, though, so this is getting interesting. Bomb should go down in a second. Safe on the AWP. It's never really ideal in a scenario like this. Cold needed the kill. And indeed, the patience will pay off. It's Drop that finds the important one, getting that bomb onto the deck, loses his head. Deagle's so damn close for dumau, but he can't convert.
Yeah, very tight 1v1 there. Almost working out for 00Nation. They're going to be happy with the progress they've made when it comes to getting onto the A bomb site so easily so far and getting themselves into pretty advantageous situations, but not to be on this one either. That was obviously only a little bit of a half by though, so they can buy fully into this one. Last time FURIA played the core of this roster, of course, when they were God Sent. They played Overpass and Nuke, and it didn't reach Ancient as a decider. It was a 2-0, 16-7, 16-11. So we have a completely different run of maps this time around, with, of course, coldzera and Try now in the roster. And, nabbing away the core of Godsend. And look at this. Drop is nabbing away some kills. Makes it 3. Wow. The silenced M4 nerf down to 20 bullets in a clip. Almost came back to bite him, but with the last 2 bullets, he flicks down for that third. That was beautiful.
Now just Try and dumau. Try on the backside. A difficult spray down. Left on 10 HP. I think Art will be happy with that. Once again, on that dastardly UMP. Might have found the kill with an MP9, but like I say, he set it up, so it's all good, right? And actually losing the UMP is not the end of the world. Now just dumau. Potential for one here with Yuri being 2 HP, and there he goes to the Molotov.
On tick.
But still, looking pretty tough. Control of the bomb, half HP, and plenty of time. It's just the fact that, of course, he's got 3 players to get through.
Yep. He's being held even from the back. Look at that incredibly tight angle. Somehow Drop actually takes more damage than dumau on that one. That's the information for dumau to maybe push a little bit further and force him away, using all his utilities, so FURIA can't scavenge anything off the ground for free. Looking to try and pre-fire Drop in the corner. That's a very nice pre-fire. Does take 1 bullet though. Now he is 1 bullet from death himself, and Safe holds that easy angle with the AWP. So 5-0 start, and Squiv, I've got to say, this is one that FURIA, they cannot afford to lose. This is the best of 3, right? I mean, they've lost to 9Z twice in the Rubek Cup. That has to be so worrying for them. And then they go to LAN. Of course, those 2 matches were online. But then they go to LAN, and they lose to Sprout, which was just, sure, a BO1, but just not something you'd expect from this roster.
The one caveat we have yesterday is somewhat of a questionable veto all the way down to Inferno.
Yeah.
That's all I can really see, you know. It's these sorts of tournaments, it's like on a principle level, FURIA should be winning it, at the very least the final. That's kind of, I think, agreed consensus with all of us here in the studio, and of course, I would imagine most of the people watching, to be honest. But then you also have a little theory craft kind of game going on from FURIA, maybe, that they have some space to work with a map, see what their Inferno looks like. I think Gary will go with. I can't, unfortunately, do the Portuguese pronunciation, so apologies for that.
We're new.
We're going to work on it. We're going to work on it.
Noobs.
We'll get some lessons.
Apologies for the Brazilians in chat.
But all the same, you know, he said that they are, I guess, trying to work on the map pool a little bit. So that's all I can see. At the same time, they're just a better team than Sprout, so they should be winning, to be quite honest. Latto charging in, not checking his angles, and Drop is in for another multi-frag round. He is certainly on it at the moment with the aggression, the patient play as well, switching it up, and his aim is absolutely on point. Yeah,
at the moment, FURIA have turned up to play, especially Yuri, Drop, and Safe. Superb stuff so far. Look at Yuri, even going aggressive for more. Make that 9 and 10 kills already in round number 6. Drops the bomb outside the site as well, and dumau is left 1v5. Not a single point of damage done to anyone on FURIA this round. They've all been caught in the back, it feels like. I think 3 of them were, of course, and then Drop just owned the second frag. Art's UMP doesn't even need to see anything. He seems to be a UMP enjoyer these days, not even going to the MP9, but because of that, he gets a free upgrade to the AK after that buy round, and FURIA keep their clean sheet intact.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We really got to pick this guy's brains about this UMP.
We'll get an interview one day, I'm sure.
Yeah. The secrets of success for Art. But yes, again, going through the motions, just finding great timings, not afraid to pull off the aggression. The CT side of FURIA is really looking good. 00Nation. They came close in their previous half by. Only one player surviving from FURIA, actually. So we'll see if they can replicate that success, maybe take it a bit further. I would imagine FURIA will look to hold it together. And last time out, I think it was, you know, aggression through mid. They were playing into the hands of 00Nation. This time, read on the money, and they're playing much, much safer. Yuri taking up the drop position. He will only find one, but that cubby area is really quite problematic. 00Nation loving a good contact play.
Yeah,
it's very hard to contact into B when there's someone in cubby because, you know, you leave yourself so exposed if you go for a hard clear.
Yeah, seems like FURIA have given themselves a talking to last night and said we can't afford to lose this game. Let's make sure we start strong. Taco, lovely shot there on toward Queserato with the deagle. Tackled duo with the double deagles back in action. Maybe Cold saw what Fallen did with Fur and FNX in the major and thought, I need me some of that. And asked Taco back to maybe come back to the elite tier of Counter-Strike. But now we're going to be walking into all day again. This is where they've had their most success, but unfortunately there's two very solid angles being held now. That's a beautiful shot from Art. And now they've figured out that the safe is hidden behind the box as well. Good flash to push dumau away. 14 seconds. They kind of need to die in this situation. They can't afford to die after time when they're on an eco, and safe is just going to eat them all up. coldzera will remove the AWP from the equation, but it should be saved by Art. Can he find it in the smoke? He can. 7-0.
All right, we've got to put a stop to this. So far for me, one, maybe two competitive rounds. FURIA ain't no funny business going down, and this is what we were talking about. I said I would mention it throughout, but, you know, you start on that T side, it seems like the game plan for 00Nation's T side is not all that deep, all that developed.
Yeah.
Seeing a lot of contact plays, trying to get the individuals in, be a bit cheeky, and secure an opening, catch someone with a nade in hand, or over-aggressing, and it's just not happening. Going to pick up the pace into this round, though, in case Queserato will lose his head. A bomb site incredibly vulnerable, and of course, still a lot of utility available for 00Nation to break in, get those key smokes down. Art is here fast. He's here with the A4 as well. So keep your eyes on that and the kind of success that he finds. Meanwhile, it's all a fake. This is part of that beautiful word we love to use, conditioning, where, to be fair to them, 00Nation in the previous rounds, where there's one, there's generally 3 or 4. This time they sell the fake, get the bomb down, and this site a hell of a lot harder to retake, as you see. 4 versus 2, and probably the save for FURIA.
Yeah, this is we were on exactly the same wavelength there. I was going to use exactly the same word, conditioning. They've put so much pressure on toward the A site, so the opening pick from dumau really forced everyone to rotate on FURIA, and then they take the gamble that they can just go toward B after all the work they've done on that A-bomb site, and it looks like it will get them off the mark. 7-1, would you have it any other way? Look at that little stack in the corner there to stop Fury from taking anyone down. Of course, FURIA do have money to take that gamble, right? So it was worth trying to take down some of the guns.
Yeah, definitely, right? And keep them down on the 00Nation side. So, yeah, I mean, first round, look, we're going to need a little bit more. I hate to be Debbie Downer party pooper, but we're certainly going to need a bit more from 00Nation before you start to believe. FURIA definitely set up in a really good spot to start. Just streaking away still, right? 7 rounds, drop 1, that's all good. They take a pause immediately.
Yeah, that's a good timing for it. Thing is, like, with Ancient, even if you start at 8-0, even 9-0 down, for 00Nation's case, you can't be disheartened from that. They know that if they can somehow grind out 3 or 4, they're still very much in the map. I would be confident in their CT side setups, and I wouldn't be as confident in FURIA's T side because they haven't actually played much Ancient at all as of late. They played it at the major. They lost to Spirit, of course. Spirit, the dream run. Lost it to Spirit 16-8. Then they played 9Z in the Rubek Cup. and lost that 16-4, so comprehensively. Sure, that was online, not on land, that one. But either way, those are ancient results that have to be worrying. Obviously, pre-patch.
Uh-oh. 00Nation, they've refound their confidence, looking good here as two players go charging in for aggressive moves. They will both find heavy success, not even losing vast amounts of HP as can often be the case. So FURIA immediately down to 3. They're split across the map. And those kills come so early. 00Nation can just play the waiting game, keep them guessing, hope that FURIA indeed look for some aggression to try and get back into it or overstack a bomb site. They have to take a risk here to find success. So does make sense. Might be sat around for a little while here, folks, before the next bout of action, but 00Nation in a really good position.
Indeed, this is a lot better from them. 5v3. Have a great shot at getting back into this game now, because the economy hasn't really been built up too much on FURIA, to be fair. Like we said, I mean, sure, had a 7-0 start, but actually, if they lose this round, which it looks like they're likely to do now, they don't have much in reserve. We've seen some very quick games in our BO1 scriv, so
yeah,
I'm absolutely pulling for a 00Nation recovery now in this BO3. Safe toward Donut. He can't be allowed to multi-frag. Gets one, tags the second, but misses the third shot. Latto will punish him, and now it's all down to CSGO. We've seen him do some heroic things on this site, but only does a lot of damage to dumau, and that grenade won't touch either one of dumau or Try. So you'd imagine that CSGO and Drop will look to fall away with these because of the money problem that I mentioned.
It's funny, you know, Drop in the position that he was in, if it was still the old Ancient, in with a really good chance to work off of CSGO's distraction, work off the damage done, and maybe find 2 or 3 and get him back into the round, but
they've closed up the hole.
Mate. Yeah, not the way it is.
There's
and
no
I think
doubt.
it's kind of fair, because that was kind of ridiculous, where it's like one guy can watch both entrances to the bomb site.
And switch between the two, especially if you're an AWPer, right?
And find some safety if you need to. So
definitely helps to help your team.
Makes sense. I'm just saying, cast your mind back to 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. I haven't seen like one pro or even actually someone in the community in general say that they think these ancient changes are bad, right? It's definitely a good stepping stone for the T side.
And that's what we like. They're not too big. They're relatively, you know, make a certain area smaller, round off the corners in donut, and then close up the hole. Not too crazy. Of course, the removal of boxes in towards middle.
The window, yeah.
For me,
it makes it very open now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting one, actually. I suppose mid control at the elite level is quite important, and there's always like T's chilling around it.
Yeah.
But run boosting onto that spot, you can get there quite fast as a CT. So maybe we'll see some teams experiment with that in like a half-buy round or something.
It's been done a lot, hasn't it? Even pre-patch for sure. Okay, Serato on the edge of donut with one of the saved guns. He did try and play aggressive, but Try is looking for it. Big swing comes in though, and he doubles up. Brilliant stuff from Serato. Could even make it more, actually. The final 2 remaining players in mid are a little bit blinded. He's got Art support on the CZ. Look at the movement from Art. That is perfect team play from FURIA. It sets up Serato for 4 kills. Superb. It leaves dumau all alone. Love that from Art. Just taking the initiative with the CZ that's saying, oh, I'm probably not going to get this kill, but I know you're right next to me. You're going to swing off the back of me, aren't you? And Serato, very quiet opening for him in this series, but he's awake now.
A lot of talk on the desk about unleashing the dogs, I believe. That's the kind of round where you're going to do it, right? FURIA, those are their rounds where...
let the dogs out.
Yes, you are on the half-buy. You've got a license to play a bit more aggressive. You're not expected to win, so the pressure is a hell of a lot lower, right? And I think that those are the rounds where you really have to watch FURIA, especially if you are the underdog team, right? I think if you are a top 10 team like they are, then you're probably a bit more aware that that's going to be going on. You have to be careful, respect them in these rounds. And 00Nation, unfortunately, not checking themselves before they go into that round. They're like, right, they might not be on a full buy, but they still have great potential with some of the weapons that made it through to get in our face. And you just play right into their hands, to be honest. And like you said, fantastic team play, great setup coming in. Drop with the aggressive peek will find Taco. Taco has not found an awful lot of success with his aggression. There's some members, certainly, of the T side that have looked pretty good. Meanwhile, it is indeed another distraction. Let's go A. And once again, it's worked to allow them to get the bomb down.
something of it as well. Try will get it planted. Dumau's health, of course, is a little bit worrying. It's actually pretty difficult. Rui always trying to spam the edge of the smoke. He guesses Latto's position perfectly. And now this is getting ever more difficult. coldzera is here as well, though, and gets both. Brilliant stuff. And he even falls back as well, staying alive, proving to be a nuisance. Try takes safe in the meantime. And it's all down to coldzera. Heroics in the previous, but I'm not sure about this one. Doesn't look like he'll even be allowed to escape, actually. He's being held and tries shifting into the angle. Look at him creeping in, and he'll finish it off. 00Nation make it 3, and this is looking much better now. If they can make it 4, if they make sure they don't lose to one of these pistol buys, they could even have 5, and then this T side is looking all the more promising.
Getting into the groove. They are indeed figuring themselves out. 00Nation, it's taken some time, but the old distraction moving towards A, it works out this time. The retake not quite as clean from FURIA. Some individual moments definitely help them, right? coldzera.
Yeah.
That's classic. That's classic. That is textbook cold, to be honest with you. Right place, right time.
It wasn't Taco baiting him in, though, this time.
Yeah, well.
No. They all count, though.
Yeah. We'll keep note, and hopefully a bit more of that from the veteran. But all the same, 00Nation breaking in. I'd say a pretty legit round, right? We've had some wackier, moving fast, and FURIA maybe get unlucky with their timings and the spawn or whatever of the player that was going for the sort of counterpart aggressive play.
Yeah.
But that one felt pretty good. Once you get the bomb down, you secure a retake. We really do like that from a strategical level. It says that you are on point with that mind gaming. So good stuff. Yeah. See if they can turn it into a few more, though. That is still the big question. 3 is definitely not enough yet.
It's actually incredible how A-focused 00Nation have been. It's like they've really done their homework on how FURIA like to do their setups. Surely FURIA have to adjust at some point because the A-bomb site is being absolutely rolled over right now. Safe is still here, gets one, but coldzera and Donut gets traded. So 4v4 and a chance for another plant to come in. Maybe since the update, they've really started putting focus on their A plays. And dumau even might have a little bit of a line on the edge of that smoke as well. He'll fall off of it as the bomb goes down, though. Minute to go, and it will get planted. dumau will try and rotate around to a more advantageous position, and the Molotov will force the AWP back away.
I like this smoke. Pretty big fan of the retake smoke coming through. Cold. Fighting once again in Donut. Massive position last round. It's his teammates, though, who are finding the frags. He cannot finish his dinner here, but indeed, like you say, it does not matter. Drop and Yuri will be the only 2 left. Not enough time for the round. Drop takes a player down as the round ends, but yep, 4 for 00Nation. They will lose a couple, and look at the money. It's not quite the healthiest, but all the same, they will move up to 4, and looking good now. Like I said in the previous game, some really legit looking rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I said 4 was a number they needed to reach, and it looks like they've got there already. So it could even be a very close half at this point. Last time coldzera played FURIA, it was IM Summer last year. coldzera was still on phase, and FURIA was still using Junior.
Goodness me.
coldzera won that one. So
what an era that was.
That's a bit of a throwback. Can he get another one over his Brazilian compatriots?
Definitely in the running. Definitely in the running. You know, if we were up to more like a 10-2 or whatever, I'd perhaps have to question, but it's looking a hell of a lot better, and there is that potential to even, you know, draw it as close as possible. Looks like number 5 will be pretty good. That is your bare minimum mark. Yuri can't find the heads, and Try will eventually punish. Taco left very low, so bit of a tilter. Art on the CZ. We still question the pickup of this CZ every time it comes out, but he looks good there for that first. Looking for another dumau. Very, very low indeed. 8-4 retrieved by Safe. Nice little push in. Looking a bit more doable. Drop going to go down, but there is dumau, and now your double-pronged A attack has only got 1. They've also split up here. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, I really don't know how I feel about this. Could be a quick flank in from middle from Art. The kit not retrieved, unfortunately. So that is a small silver lining for the side of 00Nation.
Art's got the AK, though. Oh, getting that frag with the CZ. CZ on CT side is certainly A little bit more viable than T with the power of the Tech 9. They fake the bomb plant to begin with, and now they get it down. Trying to hold every single angle for his teammate. But this is going to be a fascinating 2v2. They're going to double up on Donut. Do love a double Donut. Will it work out for 00Nation? coldzera will be hiding and Try will be holding the lines. Kit will be picked up now, safe, creeping in. So they can have one player hold it and one player peek it, but the bomb, of course, planted perfectly for that position. Lovely pre-fire, actually, by Safe, but it's the AWP. And Try will hit the shot first. Arch picks up the kit and is looking to go for the hold. He's still holding it, have to find the shot, and they will just about. That was always going to come through. Nice attempt from FURIA. They have 2 players giving it a go. Always prefer seeing that sort of situation rather than saves, and 00Nation will get another one on the board. See the crowd there? Nice to see our crowd in Valencia as well.
Yes, I'm sure they'll be out in droves a little later on in the tournament. Of course, Movistar Riders moving straight through to the semi. We'll be on that tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that, actually.
Very exciting, yeah.
00Nation, though, looking forward to the rest of this half, I would imagine. They've broken the bank solidly of the FURIA side. And we've got some weirdness. Art with the Mag 7 up close. Can't find the shot. I think one of the pellets landed, but dumau very ready. Nice little wall bang. Finishes off Yuri as well. 5-on-3. 00Nation closing the gap. This is getting interesting now, Trav.
Yeah, if you are FURIA at this point, you would have been so happy with what you would have considered a very normal and expected start from them. But now, ever since 7-0, we've only won 1 round. 5 for 00Nation. That was an incredibly fast flick over from Drop. Echo's not having the best of luck so far in this game. Only 2-12 for him. But dumau will finish it off, and that's everyone gone on FURIA. No saved AK possible. And we can see we've got some 00Nation fans in the house as well.
Yeah, I need me some glasses like that. You see the guys?
They were fire.
Flashing away.
Of course, brand new team. The Godsent Core coming over to the 00Nation banner. And I've seen a lot of people be very hyped about this roster and say, like, honestly, very promising. And if they continue to put up performances like this, sure, maybe against an out-of-form FURIA. And when it's a derby, a Brazilian derby, games like this can always be a little bit weird. There's a long way to go. But at the moment, 00Nation can only be happy with their T side.
Yeah, 6 is really good, man. And, you know, it's your map pick, like you say. We're expecting some really big things out of the CT side. So, definitely curious to see the approach there and how FURIA shape up on the T side. The big question here for me, the difference on a map like this between an 8-7 and a 9-6 is actually so big. You get that pistol after you've got an 8-7 half. 00Nation can very quickly start taking control of the game on the CT side, where the momentum is super important. Again, especially on a map like Ancient, that just, it can be so hard to get back in, right? And release the chokehold, so to speak. So FURIA will be really looking towards this one to pick up a solid finish to the first half. Art on high, new position, finds dumau. Can he get any more over there? He will indeed.
There we go.
UMP looking good, baby. Safe on that AWP. Gonna find the header latto as well. So a 5-on-2 straight out of the gate into the exchanges. 30 seconds left, so they're also under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, tries to get caught off from the back default position as well. K-Strato finishes that one off. coldzera looking to try and make something happen, but not to be. And FURIA do make it 9.5, but 00Nation can only be happy with that comeback from 7-0 down. We're going to see how Ancient pans out after the break.
like a promise in the wind. Will you find the rainbow end? Can you keep the pace, my friend? Running down the road, running down the road, following a shooting star in the fast lane. We're looking for satisfaction, we're looking for bigger action, and the world is spinning round and round in the fast lane. We're looking for satisfaction, we're on the chain reaction, and the world is spinning round and round in the fast lane. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. All days, all you had. Go on, don't turn around. Welcome to a brave new world. Around the way you're bound. Running down the road, running down the road, running down the road, running down the road, following a shooting star in the fast lane. We're looking for satisfaction, we're looking for bigger action, and the world is spinning round and round in the fast lane. We're looking for satisfaction, we're on the chain reaction, and the world is spinning around and round in the fast lane. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh.
Nine-6 at the turn of the half. FURIA will be satisfied. 00Nation will be satisfied with a scoreline like that. It's somewhere down the middle, isn't it? I think a 9-6. All the same, 7-0 start for FURIA, so maybe give it a bit more context, and it doesn't look as good. Let's see what their T-side's got in store here. Pistol, very, very important at a scoreline like this, and they are going straight in for the B-rush. Nade does land. Minimal damage from it, to be honest. The nade's looking pretty damn good on that FURIA side. They will go deep in towards CT. Safe good for 2, but dumau with the all-important trade. Spams through the smoke, doing a lot of damage on both sides of the equation. There's a kit available. This has been absolutely non-stop. Bomb's gone down and a small lull in the action. Art looking to close the gap. Can't win his fight. It's all down to Drop and CSGO, particularly CSGO, who is, of course, the only full HP player for FURIA left. Drop trying to play around this new extended pillar, but he loses his head fast. Tap onto the bomb. CSGO slow in. Stops the defuse, but cold with the trade, man. Huge round for 00Nation.
That is big. What an important round to get. The CT pistol, they're now so in this game. I'm super excited for them. They are proving to be a force to be reckoned with if you are FURIA. FURIA with their classic rush B play, no hesitation. FURIA, we know it late. They love to hold W. And in the end, this is a very important insta-trade from coldzera. That one could have easily been drawn out a little bit longer if CSGO could have hopped away into the cubby, perhaps, and played the time. But not to be. But of course, bomb plant means that FURIA's buy is pretty good. They've got 3 Galils. UMP on Art again. Clearly, he has a personal preference of that one. And drop on a Mac 10.
Art. Here we go, zooming in. Flashes over the top once again. FAMAS does get aggressive here, and they'll both work off each other pretty well. Taco with the late nade. shuts it down, surely. Furia and K Serato here. Looking to break in, but it's just not going to happen. Force buy unsuccessful.
Wow.
To the worst degree. Not a single kill.
That is worrying. That is... I saw Furia, of course, in the BO1 against Sprout. We saw them in the BO1s at the Major as well. They were a little bit very off, it feels like. There were a lot of fast plays like that, which, you know, maybe 2 or 3 months ago they were being very successful with, but recently it's just not happening for them with those sort of plays, it feels like. They're getting shut down convincingly as well. Gives Taco and Latto free Galils, and if you have a Galil on the CT side, never throw it away. It's a quality rifle to have. 35 bullets. Latto looking to do more work with it. Full eco for Furia. 00Nation could be about to even up this game.
Yeah, and very quickly indeed, right? Furia, probably not a lot of time for them to take stock of the situation. Just have to keep going through the motions. Another attempt at B here. Overwhelmed this time will be Try, but there's that Galil. Double spray down, spins around to pick up drop as well. Oh, they're looking crisp. 00Nation not messing around. I think they know exactly where Safe is at. Eats that nade. Nothing but a Glock surely goes down without a single frag, and that is indeed the case. So, 9-9 in a matter of minutes here for 00Nation.
Indeed. And I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is almost, I think we're only a couple of rounds away from it being the closest game we've had so far at the event.
Yes, sir.
Because obviously we casted a couple of Movi
I told you we'd pay for it.
I know.
This one best of 3, we're going to be here for, I reckon, about 4.5 hours. What
okay. I think I have a sneaking suspicion we're going 3 maps, but I'm not sure about 4.5 hours.
Well,
we'll see.
This one, give me a couple rounds. I think we could see an extended game here on Ancient.
Okay.
Would be deserving of it, right? We've had very streaky sort of backs and forths from both teams.
Yeah, agreed. Drop, making his way into a Jaguar. Try on the angle with the AWP. Now on the CT side, we're looking to just see more from him. Of course, Try was the star for 9Z when he was on that roster. And he moved to 00Nation, and online he was a little bit up and down. And in that one, he can only go 1 for 1. Stuck in the cubby. There was no real way out. Bit questionable why Try would actually push forward on that one. Obviously, he wants to play aggressive, but losing the AWP on what is the first gun round proper seems to be not worth it, just going 1 for 1.
Super, super difficult spot with an AWP, right? I don't think you really can get any more than just one if they're together. Flash, semi-effective, but Latto not able to find it. I mean, he wasn't getting out of there alive. There's 3 of them ready to go from cave. Through the smoke comes Taco as they reload. Nearly 2, but not quite. 3 on 2 now. Dumau left low, and they're moving to save on the 00Nation side. So Furia straight back on the board as soon as they are able.
Yeah, that was a lot more patient, wasn't it? I mean, in that force buy round they had, it was almost a carbon copy of the pistol, except they didn't go through long. They went through Jaguar, and then Art just leapt in with the UMP. But on this time around, they take their time, wait for some mistakes, and it's worked out for them. Yuri with 2. He's been the most impressive on Furia, for sure, so far. 17 and 10 for him now. coldzera and dumau looking to save. And if they do save, they will be able to afford a buy in the next. coldzera can even drop an AWP to Try with 5,800 in the bank. Crowd's filling up.
Yes.
Good to see.
It is. It is indeed. Okay.
If you're currently rubbing your hands together, just so
yes,
the audience knows.
Just a nice little...
You're very excited for this next round.
I think so, right? This is 00Nation's time to prove that they are still, you know, in it, and they can meddle, they can deal with the T side. Answer back quick. Little unlucky with some of the spots, right? And it was, to be honest, a weird kind of round. Furia get control of cave and then just sort of shove everyone into cave, which is not usually the best idea. Of course, very tight choke point, but 00Nation just never really considered the idea. Not fighting for mid control either. Pretty common from a CT side early on. So Furia have found another area that they can work with. What are they going to do with it?
Try gets faked out there by K Serato. That's a nice little arm peek there from K Serato to figure out where the AWP has positioned themselves. Try on the edge of donut. 2 players in the window, and it's actually being trained on now by Safe from that angle. Will they try and take him down? And that was a really nice play, actually, from FURIA. They flashed in toward donut, that forced try away from the angle. And during that time, Safe moved over to the ledge in mid to take a more aggressive line and take that AWP v AWP duel. And he takes out his counterpart. coldzera went hunting toward A-long, but has seen nothing so far, so has to presume that it's all going to be coming through donut. He's the only one to defend the A site here, but they might not be expecting it, but now he's revealed his hand, and that's a problem. 4v5, 25 seconds to go. Bomb will go down, but Taco keeps it interesting.
It's a flanking player, really, that he picks up, or at the very least, you know, a deep set CT control. 4 in towards donut. Again, FURIA really just not messing around with these setups and these mid-round moves. 00Nation are saving, though.
4v4 save. I am disappointed.
Yes, I think we all are. You know, you're in the arena. You maybe have to try and go for it. At the same time, if you feel a degree of futility, fair enough, right? Why take the risk? Why take the chance? But as we talked about a bit yesterday with the way some of the games were going, there is such a thing as too much respect. You have to be careful.
Exactly.
You really do have to be careful with giving the room across. FURIA very quickly, not even making it costly. They're going to run up the money and that confidence. And I mean, if there's one thing we all know about FURIA, they thrive in the confident environment.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with that round is, of course, like, if they didn't have a kit on any of their players and they were quite a way away, I would say 100% save, even 4v4. But they had all 4 kits available to them. So that's why I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't give it a go. But of course, the money was a problem. So they're playing the long game on the CT side, 00Nation. And honestly, I don't blame them for that at all. They know the quality of FURIA. coldzera. Back to the M4A4. He's got a howl. Why not?
Stat track howl at that, mate. I'd be on the I would have never switched, to be quite honest.
Exactly. Looks like they're going to be trying to pop toward A now. 00Nation, eat your heart out. Art coming in toward long. coldzera just playing with the shoulder peak angles, waiting to see if he spots anything. The boost will come up for coldzera, and he might get this opener thanks to that. I think they might know he's behind the box as well. Yeah, Shadow spotted. Very easy. Now Safe holds the angle, takes him out beautifully. It has to be dumau on the back of the site, but his Molotov's coming in. Needs a second, can't make it happen. 4v3. Taco needs a couple of kills from long range. Does take down the AWP, which is a really important find, and that smoke could give him some maneuverability. But now look at Try's health. Art's going to peek off the back of it. Here's the reload. No way you're getting out of that. Taco might want to make a play, but it's all in FURIA's favour, except the health at the moment.
Yes, that's very true. Big damage has indeed been exchanged, and there you are. Latto, Taco going to find themselves some kills before they can break into the site. Latto gets the final one, and the two of them will hold it off. Massive round for 00Nation. Looked very good on the approach from FURIA, but could not get past that line of defense. You know, the setup and everything in towards the temple area looked really, really good. Catching that player off. But like I say, rotations come in. They just cannot push in. So 00Nation will hold the line. They will stay hot on the heels of FURIA here. We love that interesting word, but it certainly does apply as they're going to go for some mid control this time around.
Yeah. Chucky, the coach behind 00Nation there. Looking pretty impressed with his team so far, and why not? 10 rounds on the board. That save proves the right decision. But now there's going to be a lot of pressure on toward the B-bomb start again. Try gets one, falls away, but that Molotov makes it hard for him, but he still gets a second. 4 HP to spare, and he's going to reface. Try gets the third, drops the bomb as well, and 00Nation are 2 kills away from evening up the first map.
The pillar makes all the difference. That trading player who could have dealt with Try makes him go 1 for 1. Can't find him, leaves him on 4 HP because he gets in behind the new addition, the thicker pillar.
Ouch.
Makes all the difference. Safe with a nice frag onto Latto. dumau has to be careful with how he plays this one. They're somewhat wary of him, but not going to go hunting in towards it. 2 on 5 in total. 3 players ready to go on B. That is the one thing that works against them here, is they don't have too many options. They have to move to get this bomb. Pete comes in from Try, and he's good for another. The ace on the cards. coldzera, it now becomes a mission of denying him that ace. Don't give him the final kill. He is trying to get back into the thick of it. You can see on your minimap. All the same, it's dumau on the flank that will take him down. 00Nation, though, evening it up And no bomb plants here for Furia. Their rifle rounds are slipping away.
Yeah, I was so concerned at 7-0 for Furia. I thought we might get another one of these quick maps that we've had so far in this event, but 00Nation have really put their foot down and try with a brilliant 4K in that previous, even getting 2 of those with 4 HP. Maybe 4 is the magic number for him in that scenario. coldzera having a huge amount of impact so far, but it doesn't matter when you've got dumau, Tri, and latto with 16 and 17 kills respectively. Really looking good. And Furia, their fast plays have really been shut down comprehensively by 00Nation so far. Another one with the pistols coming in. What about this time?
Well, they did find success with a round like this on the CT end. As I mentioned, these are the Furia rounds. The Rottweilers nipping at your ankles, hoping that indeed they can cause a slip-up. But 00Nation, the utility is pretty annoying here. coldzera, perfect spot. He's going to drop back. He's not going to hold it. dumau with the timing peak.
Nice.
Good for 2. Drops the bomb as well, importantly. And now the cavalry's here, just going to be dropped. And he can only get the 1. So 00Nation will find themselves the lead. Oh, here we go. Starting to pick up speed and taking over the game, maybe.
Ayo, indeed. Let's go, 00Nation. They have the lead in this one. Would you believe it? After that start for Furia. latto, 91 ADR so far. Leading the way for 00Nation. Superb stuff from them. Looking all the more confident now.
What the hell?
That is wild.
That makes me feel
Tri
ill.
was 11 when coldzera and Taco won their first major. dumau was 12. That's funny, right? Because I mentioned it in the green room the other day. Some of you may know Jimfat from Mouse NXT.
Yeah.
I think he's only about 15, 16, something like that. And a huge talent. I believe he's Sergei's brother, if I'm not mistaken. If I've got that wrong, I apologize. But yeah, he posted a meme to Twitter, and it's a Success Kid meme, right? And that meme originated in 2007, and he was born in 2006. So I definitely feel like a pensioner after realizing
tell me about it. I think we're pretty similar age, eh? I'm 24, you're 25?
25,
yeah. So I'm right there with you, don't worry about it. Either way, these young guns looking to take over the game and find themselves
music still playing.
a victory here. 5 on 4 straight out of the gate. Bomb going to go down, though. They have managed to work a set round in towards B. Get the bomb. Where do we go now? They're very much hemmed in on the site itself. Flash comes through. latto spots it, but still falls. All about the confidence with the flashes, mate. They don't have to be successful, but it's just sending it round the corner as Art often does. dumau will get 2. Safe trying to track him down, but can't. And they've totally lost where dumau is at. He has just run rings around them. Massive round coming in on the retake, and that looked comprehensive to get 13.
That was quite literally ring around the rosy there with the smoke, not even the pillar. That was such a weird one. Safe just wandering through that after dumau gets that frag.
He went for like a movement play. He got his knife out and just flew in towards cave.
I don't get that at all. It's not. Was there a reload? Did dumau try and reload? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think they figured.
Yeah.
He picked up the kill and maybe he sticks on the other side of the smoke. So Safe's like, I gotta get out of here or whatever, you know, get some control somewhere else.
Such a weird one.
But actually dumau had moved through the smoke. So definitely a misread of the situation, I think it is safe to say. Crazy aggression coming in here. Furia going back to what they know. coldzera deep in towards A main. Can he get any more? He's gonna go for it, isn't he? Sticking around. Can't track it though. Yuri is away. Maybe he catches him on the way out with the timing. Can't find his head though. 4 on 2. They will concede the space, but all the same, 00Nation solid man advantage.
Scriv, it's a 4v2 for 00Nation, and if they win this round, they're 2 away from the first map. Sure, it's their pick, and we did mention that Furia have been very dodgy on Ancient. They don't even play it that much. 1 pre-patch at the major, losing to Spirit 16-8, and I think 1 post-patch as well at the Rubek Cup. That was a 16-4 loss to 9Z. They don't like this map at the moment, and it's proving to be another tricky one for them here. coldzera gets his 3rd of the round, and now Yuri up against 4. Try on the angle with the AWP, but not much the AWP can do if you don't get peeked. saving the AK might not be a bad choice at in this situation, because he's got the AK, he's got a smoke still as well. And only $100 left over. Only Art has a bit of cash. Sure, last bonus has been built up, but this has to be incredibly worrying. And of course, FURIA going straight into Cologne after this. If they somehow don't make it through to the playoffs of this event, that has to be so concerning for them.
Well, I mean, it was looking very good once the rifles came out. FURIA getting a couple in a row. We thought, all right, here we go. Yeah, no more messing around now. They're into the swing of it. But 00Nation, hugely commendable of, just like the first half, managed to re-swing favor into their hands. Look very good while doing it, especially in these past 2 or 3 rifle rounds. So it is impressive. Vertigo is going to be a very, 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 very different story. FURIA much more comfortable over there, but all the same. Rush coming in towards middle. dumau able to deal. They are on the ball. 00Nation not messing around. dumau with the reposition. Support coming in from latto as well. Heavy mid presence from FURIA has indeed cost them. You go for it, you have to find the kills, because otherwise you're going to lose so much control. And even worse, they've lost players here.
Yeah, pretty wild. Pretty wild at the moment. FURIA, I feel like every single one of their fast plays has not been successful. The pistol, that force buy, sorry, after the T-bomb plant. Yeah. The UMP are leaping in. A lot of the rifle buys as well just haven't been too good. 00Nation always get that opening pick and then a second to calm down the situation. And dumau and latto in mid playing that one perfectly. Little tap there, little love tap from dumau onto Yuri, but there might not be much love lost between the two if 00Nation do take this map 1. Try holding the defensive angle toward the back of B. Drops in a hard clear the cubby, but it doesn't matter. latto finds him. And from 7-0 up, FURIA have only won 4 since. And 00Nation have won 14. Make that 15.
I think, to be fair on what you're saying about, the aggressive rounds not really being successful, when you play a team against, when you play against a team like FURIA, you really do have to be on the ball with that kind of thing. And, just a bit of a calm at the start of the round where it's like, right, they've not won a few for a while, probably on a half by here, guns up. Be careful, don't rotate nades too much. Maybe indeed just keep your gun up and make sure that you are ready for them to come charging at you. Don't give them the time of day with that sort of thing, right? And I think that's definitely what we've seen from 00Nation. As we talk about, these domestic derbies can get very interesting. A bit more scrimming going on, maybe a bit more, behind the scenes sort of talking, experience playing with, not just against these players. And it really can add to your almost just internal anti-stratting, not even like the work that you do in the demos with the analysts and all that, but just sort of in the back of your mind, like, okay, I know what's coming here. I've seen this many times, so I therefore am prepared. At 00Nation, much deeper, much more in the zone, I would say, with this. We're going to go fast once again. Last time out coming through for FURIA. Really looking to work it out here and stay alive, take us to overtime. Big damage landed early on, though. 00Nation in prime position.
3 players on around 50-odd HP each. Unbelievable. Again, 00Nation so good at the moment. latto and dumau so impressive. If they get working like this, with a reliable coldzera and taco, there's no reason why this team can't be a force to be reckoned with. dumau, they're shoulder spotting the angle right now. They know they are just 1 away from taking their map pick, and that is most certainly a necessity for this series. And that's a beautiful shot from Try as well. Drops, and latto gets 1, looking for a second, just about recovers it too. And it's all down to Art and Yuri to save map 1. He does get the trade, but he's been taken down to 29. There are 2 players facing him from B. taco gets the trade, and Yuri is miles away from the action. Sure, he has the bomb, but no health to worry about. Goes for the big spray, but dumau takes him out, and that's a brilliant performance from 00Nation. They can only be delighted with that. Only their 2nd map as a group, and they've taken out FURIA on map 1.
Magnificent stuff. I mean, when it started 7-0 for FURIA, right, we thought maybe we're cursed. Maybe we're just gonna, be on the plane home pretty quick here. However, not the case. 00Nation bounced back massively in that first half, and a bit of a mini one in the second half as well, really keeping it together.